Hello and welcome back to my channel. So I want to do a video on skincare. I just wanted to sit down and chat. That's like my favorite way to film. Like you can see here, my room is still a mess. We're using a storage container as a coffee table right now because ours is on the way. We just moved. And I wanted to just not wear any makeup so you guys can really see my skin and see how well it's doing, and that I do still have acne. Like, your skin can be good and healthy and plump but still have breakouts, especially if you're a woman, because your hormones change all the time, all throughout the month. And sometimes throughout the month I do get pretty decent breakouts, like a week or two before my period. I'll insert a picture here. This was just a few months ago and I have cleared it up. Now this is kind of the worst it gets, which is really nice because it's really barely there and I can easily cover it with makeup if I wanted to. But as you can see here, it was a lot more under the skin, deep, not able to kind of extract it or anything like that. So what I want to do is I just want to go over some products that are my like tried and true products. Now, it's not going to be a product for every step in my skincare routine because I'm still perfecting it. I haven't found, for instance, like the perfect moisturizer that I love yet that falls in line with my with my health standards in terms of making sure that I'm using products that aren't going to be harmful to my skin or my body or my hormones. So we're gonna break it down into two parts. We're gonna do your face and then your body, because I really, really think that the body is something that's forgotten about a lot of the time. So let's dive into it. So I'll start off by saying that my skin is dry combo. So my T-zone gets pretty oily sometimes, but the rest is pretty dry. So I like to hydrate. And even if you have oily skin, you should make sure you're still really hydrating, because sometimes, not always, but sometimes having excess oil on your skin could be caused because you are too dry and your skin is trying to overcompensate and produce too much sebum, which makes you really look oily. My routine is in the morning, I work out and then I will lightly wash my face and I'll apply some under eye cream, moisturizer, and then a sunscreen. Now, I do the majority of my skincare at night because I feel like that's when I get the best results. And I like to really pack on the serums and the moisture, and you don't really want to have that throughout the day because you'll be feeling a little greasy. So let's get into some tips. Number one, the biggest thing I can recommend is your diet. I have been on kind of like a diet, and when I say diet, I don't mean like a fad diet. I mean like the way you eat. I have been on a diet reformation or cleanse for like the last probably 2 to 3 years, and really just cleaning up the way I eat, finding out what foods work with my body, and what foods I need to cut out. So I did that with the help of a naturopath. But number one to help with skin is dairy. It really is for most people. I know that's kind of generic, but it's true. What it's really doing is messing with your hormones, and in turn can cause, I mean, I don't want to really get into the politics of it, but it can cause girls to have their periods earlier. It can cause guys to have man boobs. It can cause really bad acne. And even just cutting that out, you can see a definite improvement in your skin. And then for me, gluten causes a massive amount of inflammation in the body. Even if you aren't gluten intolerant, it still can. So just, again, I don't want to get into the politics of that, but do your research. And I could go more into the exact effects it has on your body through the research that I found, if that's something that you guys would be interested in. And then number 3 on the diet would be sugar. Sugar is one thing I've noticed that just breaks me out, makes me sleep crappy, and just makes me really inflamed, even if I just have a tiny bit of it. So sugar is like one of the number one things I would say is probably you should try to limit as much as possible. And when I say sugar, I mean mostly cane sugar. And it can be in anything. I was just looking at the back of chicken broth the other day and it was in there. But then water. I know that's kind of debated. If you think about it, we are mostly made up of water. What happens to what is a raisin? It is a grape that has been dehydrated essentially. What do you think happens to us if we don't drink water? So really drinking water. I had a biology teacher one time tell me, and he was also I think he was like a nutrition coach or something like that, but he told me that a good just standard is about 100 ounces of water a day. So again, speak with your doctor if you're concerned about it, but that's kind of what I try to hit minimum. And that can include things like your caffeine-free tea and your juice and things like that too, if you really want it, but try to get water in its purest form. And you can even put some like strawberries in it and lemon and things like that to kind of help flavor it. So those are my 2 tips. So work on your diet and make sure to get enough water, and just start there. Start small. One thing that I always recommend when making big changes in your life is like baby steps. So start with one small aspect of it. Once you feel like you've gotten a hang of that, start with another small aspect. So one thing I like to say with diet is, instead of thinking about, oh, I can't have that, think about what you can add to something to make it slightly more healthy. So if you like pizza and you eat pizza on a regular basis, maybe just try adding one vegetable to start with on top of the pizza, like bell peppers or olives, and then, you know, keep increasing that. And then maybe you can get to the point where you're just having like one slice and some salad, or, you know, one slice and some vegetables on the side, and like just trying to have a very balanced diet and cut out a lot of the processed foods. So start small, just add one tiny little thing to your pasta or your burger or something like that that's more of a whole food. So like vegetables and fruits and things like that. Okay, so now that we're done with those tips and that rant, let's get on to the products I absolutely love. So generally what I try to do with my skincare is I want to make sure that I'm moisturizing properly, that I'm exfoliating properly, and that I am providing the correct nutrients to my skin that is needed. And that will take a little bit of time. So you're gonna have to, you know, probably end up wasting some money on some products to be able to see which products will work for you, and that it hurts. It does hurt, trust me, but it is worth it. So I have kind of gathered a collection of products that are like a mix of some more expensive and some more reasonable, and we'll go from there. So one of the absolute number one things that I love that has been, I like seriously the next day I see the difference, is the 100% pure, let's see if I can focus. It doesn't want to focus, but it's the 100% pure multivitamin plus antioxidants potent PM serum. And basically what it has is it has vitamin C, has retinol, and it has niacinamide. And I know there's some controversy with whether you should use, I believe it's vitamin C and niacinamide together, because it can cause like sensitivity in the skin. But just, you know, patch test it on a small area of your skin, or even a lot of people will say the back of the hand, and see how your skin reacts to it if you're a little bit nervous. But I've never had a bad problem with this, and it seriously just makes my skin like just radiant the next day. So smooth, the skin tone is corrected and even, and it's just wonderful. I highly recommend it. I usually use about 2 pumps on my skin every other day because the retinol in it, my skin is very sensitive, so I can't use it every single day. And then number 2, and these are in no particular order, I guess, even though I did say that was like my number 1, but really they're not. They're just, I love them all. So number 2 is the 100% pure coffee bean eye cream. This thing is wonderful. I use it day and night, and it just really makes sure, I mean, I didn't get good sleep last night, so I have pretty bad under eye bags. But it literally just smooths out your under eye bags. It kind of just brightens up your eyes, and it plumps up everything. It's such a good product. And it's only like 23 bucks, I believe, for this whole container. It's 1 flow ounce, but it lasts forever. Like it will literally last you 3 to 6 months. And same with that vitamin C, or the multivitamin serum, because that's like 60 bucks, but it will last you like 3 to 6 months depending on how often you use it. Okay, and then for hydration, like I told you guys, I don't have a great mask. I don't have a great moisturizer. I need some coffee. I don't have a great moisturizer right now. I did just order one by Honest Beauty, and I love Honest Beauty. Not only is their price point like super great, their ingredients are amazing on most of their products, and they're just, seriously, every single product I use by them is like, I'm like, okay, why is this price point right here? Because like something should be wrong, but it's not, it's great. So anyways, off on that tangent. The Origins Drink Up Intensive Mask is my absolute favorite for hydrating because it's just so dewy. It smells great without having too many essential oils in it. And it's just, you can just feel the hydration going in. Now I will say it does take probably around like 2 hours to not feel tacky to the skin. So if you don't like that, this probably isn't your cup of tea, but I sleep in it and then I just make sure the next night to change my pillowcase out. Which, I guess another little added tip, you really should be changing your pillowcase out every few days, at least once a week, because just think about all, you know, when you sleep at night, that's when your skin sheds. Think about all the products and everything that you're putting on your pillow, and then your face is all up in there, so just change that pillowcase. But even, so this is an overnight mask, but if I'm just chilling at home and I'm feeling super dry one day, I will use this and I'll just leave it on all day. Another brand I like by, and I heard about this brand through Hiram Skincare, his YouTube channel, and let me tell you, I love his YouTube channel. He is just a wealth of information and knowledge and just such a kind, friendly, funny person. Like, please go watch him. But anyways, it's The Ordinary. You want to exfoliate your skin and you want to be really careful with physical exfoliation on your face, because it can be really harmful to your skin. It can be too intense. Typically, like what I have switched to is using a chemical exfoliator or an enzymatic exfoliator. I haven't found an enzymatic exfoliator I really like yet, so I'll push that to the side for now, but a chemical exfoliator I really like. I mean, retinol is one, so that multivitamin serum does have retinol in it, but it is the Ordinary, their lactic acid 10% plus HA. Which is hyaluronic acid, right? I'm pretty sure HA stands for hyaluronic acid, which is basically just, it draws moisture to your skin. Anytime a product has hyaluronic acid in it, I'm like, let's get going. You know what I'm saying? That is a very gentle chemical exfoliant. So if you have sensitive skin like I do, that might be a great place to start because you just mix it in. What I do is I'll put my moisturizer on these 5 areas of my face, and then I'll literally take this, and they come in glass bottles, which is really environmentally friendly, and it makes you feel kind of bougie, you know? But I just drop it, like a few drops, like on maybe like a couple drops here, 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 and then I just mix it all over my face. You will feel kind of a little bit of tightness, at least I do, but it's not overwhelming, and it doesn't overly strip my face. So I really like that one. And I use that one maybe like once or twice a week. And I don't use it when I'm using the multivitamin serum, because again, that has retinol and that's already an exfoliant. So that's really the only type of exfoliant you want to use. It's like $8. They are more of like a build-up brand. So what I mean by that is like, you don't necessarily want to use only their products, because lactic acid is great, but you can use another product that might have multiple benefits in one rather than just exfoliating like the lactic acid will, which is how a lot of their products are. So let's move on from that. I will want to say one more thing about exfoliating. I really would recommend only using one exfoliant at a time. Per day is what I mean. So you don't want to go in with a physical exfoliant and then a chemical exfoliant. You just use one exfoliant per day on a couple of times a week. Don't go crazy overboard. You want to really make sure that like go back to the basics with your skin. Be very, very gentle on it. So moving on, if there is one skincare product that I would recommend, it would be sunscreen. Hi Looney, say hello to the camera. The sun is not your friend. Essentially, you know, you want to be out there, you want to get your vitamin D, but you really want to make sure that you're protecting your skin on your face and on your body. So make sure you're wearing sunscreen. I will confess that I have not found one that I absolutely love yet. I'm testing a couple out, and if they work out, I will let you know. But one that I actually really do like is Origins. It's the Ginseng SPF 40. It's really more of well, it's a tinted moisturizer, but it does have SPF 40 in it. But the thing is that when you have sunscreen mixed into products like a moisturizer, usually you're not using enough of that to really get the full coverage that they're suggesting. So for instance, like I do like the Kula Mineral Facial Sunscreen, but you have to use like I think it's a teaspoon to a tablespoon of that product on your whole face in order to get the correct amount of SPF that it's recommending. You're not going to do that with a moisturizer you're using in the beginning of the day. You don't want to be oily or whatever. So make sure that you're using a separate sole SPF. Make sure you're getting broad spectrum, so you have UVA and UVB. And then go in with whatever makeup you have that might have it in it and things like that. But this one I really like because if I just don't want to wear much makeup, this just smooths out my face, gives me a tiny bit of SPF, and really hydrates my face too without making me look oily. And one thing I will say about this is that you put it on and you're like, oh, did I mess up? What's going on here? Why am I so oily? She told me I wouldn't be. What's this like brown line right there? What's happening? I need to make sure that you're rubbing it in everywhere and rubbing in properly because it will leave a brown line. It comes out kind of gray, but it formulates to your face, if you will. And it takes about 10 to 15 minutes to settle. So once it settles, you won't even notice it. You'll be good as gold. Okay. And my last product for the face is going to be your lips. So this is Honest Beauty. This is their, I think it's just their tinted like chapstick sort of style, but it's like this, and it's an oil-based chapstick, which is like my favorite because it really just gives you a nice glisten and hydrates and plumps the lips. And this is the color Fruit Punch, because normally I don't like tinted chapsticks because I feel like they stick in the lines of your lips and they just look really weird. But this one, because it's oil-based, it's just seriously highlights it so perfect. That's what I'm wearing right now. And the color Fruit Punch works perfect with my lips because it doesn't really look like I'm wearing anything. It just makes them like slightly more red, pops them out a little bit more. Okay, so that's enough for the face. Let's move on to the body. And I know it's already getting a little long, so I'll try to hurry. Okay. So, probably should have mentioned this in the beginning, but I'll mention it now. My view on skincare and just life in general is I try to live it more holistically, more naturally. If I can fix something with natural products and ingredients, I'm gonna try that first and then move on to more like westernized medicine or whatever. Better safe than sorry is what I like to say. Okay, so with that said, when it comes to skincare, that doesn't mean that I don't want to use chemicals or all chemicals are bad or whatever, because they're not. Some chemicals are safe and they're not harmful to your skin and they're actually really beneficial. So I use the environmental working group to kind of like fact check all my products. Their app is called Healthy Living and they have most products, but you can just type it in whatever product, or you can even like scan the barcode and it will give you a rating from 0 to 10. And basically what you want to try to do is stay between 0 and 3 because that's the rating that they give the products that have the most like safe ingredients for you. And I think 0 is actually like EWG certified or something like that. But that is just kind of a good way if you're in the store, you're looking around, you're at Target, you're trying to like, I don't know all these names on the back of this ingredient list, like what? That's a good way to just check it and see what the rating is and see if it's okay and if it's safe to use. And go from there. So for skincare for your body, my mama raised me with always moisturizing your body. You want to make sure that you have nice, like supple skin and that it's nice and soft, because there's nothing worse than having like dry, cracked skin. And that it's painful, it doesn't look good, it feels worse, and you just, not that you should care what people think about how you look, because like, you know, hashtag self-love. But you want to feel your best, and that's usually when you look your best, or you think that you look your best, you know? Okay, so I use a daily moisturizer, one of my favorites. I'm out of it right now, but I'll try to get a picture of it. It's the Andalou brand. I think that's how you say it, A-N-D-A-L-O-U. And I love their mandarin and vanilla. I love anything like citrusy or like orange creamsicle-y, right? I love aloe vera. My skin loves it. and I believe that's one of like the top products on there. So anything that has aloe vera, I'm like, go in my cart, let me buy you. I also do, if you want a cheaper option, the Aveeno Daily Moisturizer, the Sheer Hydration. This is fragrance free and it's just a good daily moisturizer. So I use a daily moisturizer, but I want to make sure that I'm getting like deep hydration a couple of times a week. So I'll switch between a body butter and oils. A body butter that I really like is by the brand Serum. This is their Vanilla Vibes. I got it on Amazon. It's like 10 or 11 bucks. Smells really good. It's vanilla-y, it's a body butter, and it just creates like a nice layer of hydration. And I think the main ingredient's like shea butter or something. But this brand is EWG certified, and they're just really clean and healthy and at a reasonable price point, so that's good. If you want to spend a little bit more and treat yourself, 100% pure. This is their coconut whipped body butter. I also love anything coconut. It reminds me of vacation. I feel like I'm in the tropics, you know what I'm saying? And summer. Oh, I love smelling like coconut in summer. This one is delicious. I love 100% pure just because their products are so nourishing to the body and they use such wholesome ingredients. And so like this one, all the ingredients on here I love. Cocoa butter, avocado butter, shea butter, argan oil, rosehip oil, aloe vera, and the list goes on. It's a great product, but it is kind of pricey. It's like $20 to $30, I can't remember. So this is when I'm feeling kind of sassy, you know? One other one that I will just mention really quickly is the Sarah's Day Butter Me Up. It's like a body butter that goes into an oil, and I absolutely love it. It smells so good. It smells like key lime pie, but it can be hard to get to because her stuff sells out so much, and it's kind of expensive with like not very much. Like this is what, like, see the size, you know what I'm saying? So it's a great one if you can get in on it and you don't mind spending a little bit more, and you can buy like a bundle pack, which I think is a little bit cheaper, or maybe just, you know, you can have it before it sells out, but it's a great one too. The next one would just be the Bang Body Oils. I really like their products. It will say just fragrance on the back, but they do use natural fragrance. And you can get these on Amazon. They're like 13 bucks. And like this lasts you forever. I know it looks like it's pretty much done, but it still has a good like 1 or 2 uses in there. You do want to just put on a nice like silky robe or pajamas and just let it soak in for like an hour or so. So make sure that you're not going anywhere. That's when you want to do it at night. Then the last 2 I just discovered at Target because I've been on the hunt for a good natural fragrance that doesn't smell like I live in the woods. And Good Chemistry is a perfume brand that I found at Target. They sell roll-ons for 12 bucks, or they sell the bottles for like 25 bucks, I think. And I'm obsessed with them. They smell so good. They last throughout the day, which a lot of natural like perfumes don't, I've realized. And they don't give me a headache. Some of them, like especially by like Pacifica, they give me a headache, and I think it's because of how many essential oils they use. They do fragrance these with essential oils, but they just smell so good. They smell so good, right? This one's like more ambery, and this one's more like tropically, like let me go to the Bahamas, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, love these, great price point, and they will have you smelling good all day long, and they can just fit in your purse if you need to like reapply because you're sweating or something like that, I don't know. All right guys, well I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope that some of these products will help you guys a lot. When you're trying new products, just make sure to give yourself about like a week or so to really see the results perfectly and see if they're working for you, and use one new product at a time, because if not, you're not going to go, most of the time you're not going to know which product it is. So use one new product at a time, and then introduce another one in about a week. That way you can like really test it out for sure. And please let me know in the comments down below if you found this really helpful, and if you want to get any of the products, if you're liking any of the ones I suggested, because skincare is like my favorite thing to talk about. Obviously, this is going to be like a 30-minute video probably, but I've spent so much time researching its effects on the body and like what's best for your skin, and I get so many compliments. And I don't mean this in like an egotistical way, but I get so many compliments on like how good my skin looks and how dewy it looks, and I just want to be able to share that with you guys, because there's nothing better than just feeling good about yourself. And yeah, so I hope you liked this. I really appreciate you watching, and please let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this, because I would love to make them. I love talking about them, like I've said 4 million times. And yeah, have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video.